I feel like every time you talk about him, you're never really that angry. Is it because you see...
I said I don't hate the kid. Then he came out yesterday and said, well, now that you love me. Well, I never said I love you.
This is coming from Connor McGregor. He says the rumors of a bout.
Because usually every day there's a Conor tweet. And usually it's something about a fight that probably couldn't.
Dana White, UFC president, is a polarizing figure in mixed martial arts, known for his blunt demeanor and outspoken opinions. Recently, his comments on Connor McGregor's decision to fight Logan Paul sparked heated debate in the combat sports world. White, never one to hold back, openly expressed his thoughts, fueling controversy and conversation. As a central figure in the sport, his views often carry significant weight, making his take on McGregor's crossover fight a hot topic among fans and critics alike.
Is that fight happening or what?
Probably not, no.
Are you closed off to it completely?
I'm never completely closed off to anything. I used to say that about, things, but I don't say that anymore. You never know what could happen.
So do you think that Jake probably has a little bit more to prove to you as a fighter?
He shouldn't even be fighting Connor McGregor. There's weight classes for a reason.
What if Jake can cut to 145?
he just cuts half of his...
Hey guys, welcome to some breaking news, and this is pretty bonkers. This is coming from Connor McGregor. He says the rumors of a bout with Topuria are false. I am in preliminary agreements with the Urbani family to face Logan Paul in a boxing exhibition in India. I have agreed. I will then seek my return to the octagon. Now, there is no way I can't see this happening if Conor has agreed, because Conor is going to be the biggest stumbling block. There is no way Logan Paul turns down this opportunity.
He's fighting.
Raise your hands, please, if him and Dylan Dennis is a great fight. I know he's fighting. Nobody? Not one guy?
Then they're going to have these crazy, extravagant press conferences where it gets really heated and they're arguing and they're just going back and forth at one another. And then it's going to be marketed as the biggest fight of all time. There's going to be so much anticipation built up around it. People just can't wait until that day comes. Then finally, it's time for fight night. All the prelims are pretty good. They have like a 20-minute walkout. And it's the most underwhelming fight you've ever seen. And I'll just imagine that Jake wins, Conor gets millions of dollars, and the next day we're talking about the fight being rigged once again. That's exactly how it's going to play out. We've been here like 8 times. Don't fall for it.
Connor McGregor, UFC legend, revealed plans for an exhibition boxing match against Logan Paul, sparking excitement and debate worldwide.
Ireland, I received some award from one of the colleges over there. So I told all the fans, meet me at the bar tonight, I'm buying drinks. And all these people show up. Everybody keeps talking about this guy, Connor McGregor. For some reason, whatever it was, I don't know why, I was drinking too. But I thought he was a heavyweight. So I come back and I tell Sean Shelby, our matchmaker, I said, this kid Connor McGregor, he's like, yeah, I know him, I've been watching him, blah, 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 blah. We end up signing him. So he flies out to Vegas and he and I go to dinner together. And I'm fucking like, I'm blown away by this kid, right? So when we leave each other that night, I get in the car and I called Lorenzo and I said, let me tell you what, I don't know if this kid can fight or not, but if he can even throw a punch, he's gonna...
Dana White often praises Connor McGregor, calling him a unicorn in the sport. He admires McGregor's fearless attitude and willingness to fight anyone, which has solidified his place as one of the UFC's biggest stars and a fan favorite.
Conor McGregor is a unicorn. Yes, he's funny, he's got the personality, he's got that thing. But at the end of the day, what people really loved about Conor McGregor, he never turned down a fight. There's video footage of me and Lorenzo standing in his house. He just wakes up in his underwear. He's been training for a fight. The fight's off. Conor spent loads of his own money. We told him, you see him sort of absorb it for a minute. He's like, well, I'm going to the gym. Call me later and let me know who I'm fighting. That's what people like. You can have all the personality and all this shit. People love killers. Conor was a killer. Doesn't want any more money. Nothing. Shows up and he delivers. Yeah. So, Conor has been incredibly successful. He's made a lot of money and, he's had his ups and downs outside and inside the octagon. But as for a guy who was, on the dole and was a plumber, he's actually a really smart businessman. And he's been one of the best partners that I've ever had in the history of the sport.
Yeah, and an important part of the history of the UFC.
Big.
He opened it up to all kinds of new eyes.
Yep. He literally, set
Logan Paul, a YouTube star turned boxer, gained fame through high-profile fights against KSI and Floyd Mayweather. News of McGregor versus Paul sparked mixed reactions. Some fans thrilled by the spectacle, while others questioned its legitimacy and purpose. The matchup blends entertainment and controversy, reflecting the growing trend of crossover bouts in combat sports.
Many levels. You can already see one of the first reactions to it. Toxplicity an hour ago saying a sex pest and a crypto scammer. Lovely. Merry Christmas, everyone, right? Merry Christmas. Obviously, right now, America is asleep. When they wake up, this news is going to go absolutely bonkers because you're taking two of the biggest stars in the world. Obviously, Conor McGregor's reputation is in the toilet after everything that he's been through in 2024. I think Logan Paul's reputation has been in the toilet for quite a while. So it's bonkers. The whole thing is bonkers. Obviously, we have seen Conor box before. He boxed Floyd.
What happened? You'd pay me. I wish you'd pay me.
How much you owe you?
Probably between 2 and 3.
Yeah.
You got it on you by any chance?
I have it in Nigerian money. I'll give you 10 million in Nigerian money. That's about $1,100. So is that your only loss? Was Floyd?
No, I didn't lose. It was an exhibition, so there's no loser.
There's no losing exhibition?
No.
So you both are winners? It's like a tie. That's not a good feeling. It's like tongue kissing your sister or something. Not a great feeling.
How many chicks hit you up after the
16.
after the Mayweather fight?
Can I be honest with you? Hey, something changed that night.
No offense, but I saw you up like after you were like flexing after you didn't get knocked out, and I was like, this guy's gonna so much.
Dana White, the president of the UFC, has always been a staunch advocate for the integrity and authenticity of mixed martial arts. Known for his candid and often controversial statements, White has never hesitated to voice his opinions on decisions made by fighters under his promotion. So when Connor McGregor, one of the UFC's most iconic figures, announced his decision to participate in an exhibition boxing match against YouTube star-turned-boxer Logan Paul, White's reaction was swift and severe. McGregor, a former two-division UFC champion, has long been one of the sport's most marketable and influential athletes. His ability to draw massive pay-per-view numbers and engage audiences worldwide has cemented his status.
Oh, he fights that low. I thought he fights like 160. I thought he fights like 165.
He's looking a bit thick now. He's looking a bit thick. I think the argument is that he is at such a higher skill level, and that was why Floyd took me on, right?
100%.
I'm bigger, but he's a god.
But what did Floyd figure out? You were so big, and you figured out how to tie him up, and you know what I mean? It's just there's weight classes for a reason.
Yeah.
And
what if Jake can cut to 145?
He just cuts half of his body off. Like, how do you do that?
Jake brought the type of guy to cut off a limb to make a weight class.
Do you think he could cut to? You think he could make 70?
170.
I don't think so.
Exactly.
I don't think so.
And about Spain, Seattle, and Chicago, and these other places that we haven't been in a long time. A lot of big fights. I got something in the works right now. I'll drive you crazy. All you guys will be running around. I got something in the works that you will never see coming for 2025. That literally started to come together last night, and we got some fun.
KSI and Logan Paul.
Oh, they're fighting again?
They're fighting on the same card.
Oh yeah, okay. I like Logan a lot. Great kid. Who in this room thinks that's a great fight?
He's fighting Dylan.
Raise your hands, please, if him and Dylan Dennis is a great fight. I know he's fighting. Nobody?
As a global superstar. However, his choice to step away from MMA to face Paul, a figure many associate more with entertainment than legitimate combat sports, left White deeply disappointed. In a series of interviews and public statements, White did not hold back his frustration. He expressed concern over the implications of such a matchup, emphasizing that it undermines the competitive spirit and professionalism that the UFC has worked so hard to maintain. White has always
would fight anybody. I've dealt with 1,000 fighters. So, this isn't the right fight for me at this time. This isn't that. This isn't this. This kid. We've been in the house that he was renting, and when I think it was when Jose fell out, he literally. This is what he said to us. I don't give a who you get. I'm going to work out. When you figure it out, call me and let me know. Conor McGregor is a unicorn. Yes, he's funny, he's got the personality, he's got that thing. But at the end of the day, what people really loved about Conor McGregor, he never turned down a fight. There's video footage of me and Lorenzo standing in his house. He just wakes up in his underwear. He's been training for a fight. The fight's off. Conor spent loads of his own money. We told him, you see him sort of absorb it for a minute. He's like, well, I'm going to the gym. Call me later and let me know who I'm fighting. That's what people like. You can have all the personality and all this shit. People love
Ultimate Fighter was over back in August, and I can't imagine the plan was for him to be out as long as he's been.
Well, first problem was that he broke that shin bone. He was recovering from that. That was one of the reasons we had it. And the other problem is he's fucking rich. Conor McGregor doesn't need money.
So are we at a point here where Conor McGregor may never fight for the UFC? Can you say that?
If you had shitloads of money, would you be sitting here right now asking me this fucking question?
No.
No, you would not. That just answered your question.
Well, I answered no. So you're saying there's a chance that Conor McGregor will not fight again for the UFC?
Championed the idea that UFC fighters should compete against the best in their division, striving to prove their worth against top-tier opponents. McGregor's decision in his eyes represented a shift away from those values. White made it clear that he did not support McGregor's involvement in what he considered a sideshow event. This isn't what the sport is about, White stated in one interview. Conor built his name on being one of the best fighters in the world, not by chasing paychecks in exhibition matches against guys who don't belong in the same conversation as real fighters.
He's actually been one of the easiest guys to deal with. Really? Honestly. Yeah. Listen, Conor McGregor would be perfect if he showed up everywhere on time. I mean, if he did that, he'd literally be the perfect guy to work. Yeah, it's just, it's all part of his thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, we have a great relationship, and he's been great to work with.
I mean, on paper, this sounds fantastic, right? This is going to be a great fight. But then you think about who's fighting. Arguably two of the greatest marketers in martial arts history. Of course, we have McGregor, who can sell tickets with his eyes closed, and Logan Paul, who's going to use all of his social media power to get everyone under the age of 15 to buy the pay-per-view. And I think every single person knows exactly how this is going to play out. This fight is going to be set sometime in late 2025 or 2026. McGregor's going to start talking shit early, make personal attacks, yada yada yada. Logan's gonna make it his entire personality and keep posting videos on social media to promote it, and also make some attacks at McGregor.
In response